Welcome to the third episode of LSMN Overtime. I'm Aiden McGee. We'll have basketball and some soccer for you, including two interesting stories for each sport. Let's kick off with some basketball. Tuesday night, Wakeland and the Colony competed for who would join the playoffs in an intense game. Wakeland started the game with a three-pointer, but that was soon matched by Bryce Dixon. Trey Brown put points on the board with numerous rebounds. From there, Aaron Tependi scored the first dunk of the game, amping up the crowd and setting a new energy for the game. With a quick block, the Colony kept the ball on their side and continued to score. In the second half, Ryan Lattendorf's shooting game was on point, sinking 3 after 3. The Colony closed the game with these two exhilarating dunks, winning the game 78-61 and securing their spot in the playoffs. Speaking of the Colony, they cemented their playoff spot with that win. Our own Luke Dallas got the chance to talk to them as they prepare for their playoff run.
The Colony has kept a record of impressive seasons. Hear how they've kept that going throughout the years.
You know, every year we just try to build on the tradition that we've had the year before. A lot of tradition, a lot of great alumni that have played here, and just trying to build on that every year.
Coach does a good job kind of keeping us disciplined, building our confidence because we know what we have and what we've been having over here. But just staying consistent with that has kind of been the main thing.
Xavier Green is in his senior year, and his impact throughout the years has been noticeable.
I feel like my game has definitely matured a whole bunch throughout the course of my high school career. I think the biggest thing is things have completely slowed down. Kind of as a freshman, everything was kind of fast, so getting adjusted to the pace of everything, the physicality. I feel like now I fully have control of everything, and Coach Ryan has done a really good job with that, kind of helped me learn the game from a different aspect. The teammates around me, build my confidence up in practice. I think that's where a lot of things start. I feel like my impact has been really positive. I think I've done a great job being a leader, being somebody the rest of the team can connect with and then feed off of and help them feel more confident in themselves. That way they produce better and feel better.
Yeah, having a player like Xavier that can come in as a freshman and contribute not only as a player, but also just his leadership from day one. It's been pretty remarkable, but then also just to watch him change over the last 4 years, and you know, it's going to be tough to see him, you know, play his last game when that time does come. But you know, very rewarding to watch him grow and be a part of our program for the years he has.
Complications happen in every season, but hear how the Colony has stood strong.
Having that next man up mentality just helps us build and just keep going and being ready for what comes at the next level.
We seen at the beginning of the season that was a little complicated, but we adapted our plays and all that, so that's why we came back
and just different guys hurt. Even we're facing some of that here even right now. It's next guy's got to step up and play and go from there. So just I've been proud of the way the guys have adapted and adjusted. Keep us in games, give us a chance to win, is what you ask.
Really just coming in together, just playing ball together, and just key pieces that we needed, like, you know, we had a young, like me, and then Trey Brown and some other guys that we had just come in and make the team better.
With every season, there's a lesson that comes with it.
As a high school player, we keep learning. We keep learning every day.
Yeah, you know, every season ends too soon unless you win your last one. And I think just getting the guys to remember and focus on that end is coming, just to make the most of every opportunity that we have every day. And, you know, when you play, leave it all out on the court.
With LSMN Overtime, I'm Luke Dallas.
It was an exciting trio of men's basketball games on Tuesday, with Hebron beating Marcus 67-53, Little Elm handling Flower Mound 61-52, and Louisville beating Braswell 53-47. For the women, the playoffs just started as Flower Mound took down Plano East 50-44 to secure their spot as by-district champions. Unfortunately, Marcus's season ended as they fell to Rock Hill 49-45. In round 2, the Lady Jags will face South Grand Prairie, and we know the Colony men's team will be in the playoffs. The matchup is currently undecided as teams have till tomorrow to finish the regular season, but we believe that they will play Frisco Memorial based on current seeding and past Region 11 versus Region 12 matchups. This Tuesday night featured an exciting girls soccer game between Louisville and Marcus. The match began with Maria Stella getting the first goal of the match. Piper Garcia would then score a goal through 3 defenders and the goalkeeper. A long pass to Brooke Dunbar to another goal for the Marauders. Alice Ramirez made a few nice stops after the barrage of goals. However, a Farmer foul gave Marcus a penalty shot, and Maria Stella got her second of the night. Garcia would add another goal, when that was followed by a free kick bomb from Ellie Hernandez to continue the domination for the Lady Marauders as they defeated Louisville by a final score of 8-0. Despite a coaching change, Flower Mound girls soccer team has kept up their winning ways. I got the privilege to speak to the team about the transition. Despite new faces and new leadership, Coach Hall has brought the same winning mentality to Flower Mound.
Just a different style. They graduated a lot of players last year, so it's a pretty new group as far as the kids that are on the team. And then obviously, like, I'm new, so I'm a different style, a different type of person, a different type of coach. And so I think there's just been a lot of adjustment in the sense of, like, we don't have as much experience, we don't have the familiarity amongst each other. They're still trying to get to know me, I'm still trying to get to know them, and then we're, just trying to figure out the style on and off the field.
Definitely the environment and atmosphere. Like, all the girls are really connected now, whereas before they were all seniors and they all knew each other, but now we're all friends throughout the grades.
I think the biggest difference is just like what we do off of the field. I think it helps us bond better together. We didn't do that a lot last year, but I still think like we were so close-knit, and since this is a new team, I think that we kind of need that bonding, so like doing those things off of the field really helped us.
Built on determination and effort, this team outworks everyone on the field.
They're very hardworking, so I think throughout the game, throughout training, like, there's just a consistent work rate, there's a consistent effort, whether it's going well or not. Overall, we've been able to count on how hard they work, their willingness to continue to play, to fight through it all, and just sort of overcome whatever's been thrown at us.
I would say hardworking. Like, we go through a lot of hard times, but we know how to like push through it and like stay motivated.
We always work hard, and even when things are not going our way, we try as hard as we can.
When you watch this team play, there's one thing that they hope stands out.
I want them to notice that I feel like we're a pretty determined team, and I feel like people should notice that by the way how hard we fight in our games. Even if like the score is not going our way, I feel like we always try to push through and just go the final mile and just all work together.
Just the way that the girls work for one another, the way that the girls play off of one another. I want them to see the growth and the improvement from week to week, game to game.
We constantly improve each game, and I think that I just want people to notice like not just necessarily the score, but like how we're playing. I think we work so hard, and I think each game we keep improving, and I think just like the supportiveness, not just on the field, but like off the field, like our bench is always hyped, and I think that's what I want people to notice.
For LSMN Overtime, I'm Aiden McGee. Let's head over to Alex in the Star Studio for this week's Spotlight.
This week's Spotlight is Flower Mound women's soccer player Jalen Traver. Traver, one of the team captains, is an attacking middle forward who's been one of the top point scorers for Flower Mound women's soccer. Recently against Denton Braswell, Traver delivered a huge 6-point performance in a 12-0 shutout with 3 goals and 3 assists to her name. The game would mark her second hat-trick of the season. Known for her vision, playmaking, and ability to finish in big moments, she controls the tempo and leads by example every match. Jalen Traver isn't just putting up huge numbers, she's setting the standard for Flower Mound soccer. If you have a player you'd like to see us on Spotlight, let us know on X at LSMN Sports. Now back over to Aiden at the desk.
Now let's take a look at some scores from soccer around the district. For the girls, Flower Mound and Geyer played a snoozer and tied 0-0, and Hebron got beat by Capel 4-0. Flower Mound and Geyer faced off on Tuesday. The game would start off with a bang, literally, as Geyer would narrowly miss a free kick with a loud clang off the crossbar. The Jags would get a lot of time in Geyer's half early on, but couldn't create quality chances. Then, 17 minutes in, a Flower Mound defensive breakdown would lead to a 2-on-1 tap-in for Geyer's Braden Hilliard. Then, a poor clearance just a few minutes later would lead to another Geyer goal, this time from Hayden Gotchner. The Jags would get a late first half chance in the box, but unfortunately they just missed the net as Geyer took a 2-0 lead in a halftime. Early in the second half, Marcos Vega would capitalize on poor defense and score the third Geyer goal. It was an easy night for Geyer's star goalie Fletcher Webb, however he did get to show off his athleticism with this nice grab. A misplay by Connor Pollock would lead to another Geyer goal as the onslaught continued. And for good measure, Jack Dalby would add on one more with an easy tap-in to make it 5-0. The Jags would make lots of subs late, including corner specialist Brendan Livonius, hoping for some kind of spark. However, it was just not their night, as Geyer's defense shut them down completely in the second half, to secure a shocking 5-0 win on the road. For men's soccer, it was ties all around, as Louisville and Marcus tied 2-2 and Hebron and Capel tied 0-0. Looking ahead for all of soccer, men's and women's, the Colony takes on Turner, Little Elm travels to Flower Mound, Louisville visits Braswell, and Hebron will play Marcus. Now it's time to head back over to Alex Estrada in our Star Studio for this week's Grad Star.
This week's Grad Star is Flower Mound alumni Kaylee Cox. Since graduating, Cox has joined the brand new Major League Volleyball Association, where she now plays for the even newer Dallas Pulse, who plays right out of Frisco, Texas. Kaylee is just another member of the Cox family to find success in professional sports, with her sisters playing basketball overseas and in the WNBA, with another one playing at NC State. Kaylee is also putting up excellent stats to go along with her inspiring story. She's been a model of efficiency on the outside, posting an impressive .342 hitting percentage across 28 sets. With 50 kills on just 114 swings, she's nearly converting 44% of her attacks into points when she gets the opportunity, proving to be one of the most efficient scorers on the court. If you have a Grad Star you'd like to see us highlighted, let us know on X at LSMN Sports. Now back over to Aiden at the desk.
That's all for this week's episode. We'll be back for our next episode on the 5th. But until then, I'm Aiden McGee. See you next time right here on Overtime.